Hey everybody, I'm so excited that you guys are on live tonight for Tuesday training, and I am here with, now I said she was a market builder the other day, but I was a little excited. But she's going to be a market builder hopefully by tomorrow. Hopefully by tomorrow you're going to be an MMB, right?
Well, we're shooting for it.
I know, we're shooting for it. Fingers crossed, you never know. We're so close. Month in magic, right? And this is April Helms. Sorry, I didn't say her name, April. April has some direct selling experience, so we're so excited. Just a little bit about April. I've known April for a long time. She worked in the salon where I get my hair done, and then she had to move away. She went to Arizona for a while, and then now you're back in Kansas City.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And
I miss
yeah.
Arizona.
Well, you're probably really missing the Arizona weather right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been talking a lot about sampling, and actually April and I kind of do sampling a little bit, or we have a little bit different view on it. So I was so excited that she could do this with me. So let me find my notes here. So tonight's topic is, are samples really worth it? Yes. Are samples worth it? So I just put in big letters, yes. Okay, so first of all, you guys are thinking, all right, so I've done some Facebook Lives, I've done some posts about samples, and you might be wondering, what are you supposed to send when you do sampling? And one place that you can look to find that information is in the Market Partner Academy. If you are new to Monat, or maybe you're not new to Monat, but you haven't checked out the Market Partner Academy, oh my gosh, check out the Market Partner Academy. It's in your back office. It's a little they're little training modules. They're so cool. They're little bitty videos, they're little bitty training modules, and they talk about what to sample. So when I sample, I do the select sampling pack, which is an oil, a shampoo, the mask, and a conditioner. So that's what I send with them. There's some little instruction cards that you can find. I'm not even going to talk about that on this call. But there's all kinds of things. But that's what you can send when you do samples. So April, what do you think about sampling? I'm just going to let you kind of go first and talk about your thoughts on sampling people, what you do to sample them, how you find people to sample, that kind of thing.
Well, I personally, having the background in this business or whatever, not having the samples in my prior one, I was like, this is gold, because I feel like anytime that you can get it in their hands is a win-win, because I always say, once they feel it, touch it, taste it, whatever, like it's just a sell. It's just easy. So when I started selling Monet, I was like, oh my gosh, like I get samples. Like I was blown away. I was like, this is freaking awesome. So all I do is I put, and I haven't had to, I mean, I do probably once a month, and I do want to, because Kim taught me, do it when quick ship, so you get free shipping, okay?
That's right.
Because at first I wasn't. I was just buying these because I was trying to keep up, because so many people wanted them. I didn't even care about the cost, because I was like, it's a tax write-off. And no, I'm not made of money, but it was an investment for me. And I feel like that is part of this business, is you have to invest in yourself to make money. And so I knew it would pay off, basically, because when I tried it, I was sold. And so I had samples and I was sold. But let me just tell you real quick, I've never given anybody the oil, ever, like a sample of the oil. So I don't necessarily think that was the slam dunk for me. The slam dunk for me was the mask and the shampoo. So that's what I send to my people. I send them the shampoo, the mask, and the Revive conditioner, or the leave-in, whichever one I want to send. But 90% of the time, they are hands down a VIP. I've got all my MPs through sampling. I think Wendy, I don't know if I gave Wendy a sample or not. I'm trying to think now. Wendy, are you on here? I'm like, but I mean, it's a sale. It's a dead ringer. I feel like that is, and the people that I feel like I'm trying not to be negative Nelly, but you aren't going to be able to please everyone. So this also saves you from the hassle of someone ordering and then them not liking it or something, and then you having to call, and get them canceled and yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? So, but I've never had to deal with that either. So
you were saying that, we're talking about like the cost because, like samples do cost money. I mean, they aren't free. So I did some number crunching because I'm going to show you guys and I have this little notebook. It's just a plain little notebook from Walmart. And this is my Monat notebook. So anytime I do a training or I write notes about Monat, it's in this notebook. So when I do a training, here it is. So when I do samples, so the way I do it is usually about once a month, maybe twice a month, but honestly not very often because I don't like to sample. And I don't like to sample, number one, just because I just don't want to mess with it. I don't want to mess with, I'm busy. So I don't want to mess with putting the samples together. I don't want to mess with putting them in the envelope. I don't want to mess with writing their addresses. I just don't want to mess with the whole situation. I would rather them just buy it and go for the 30-day money-back guarantee because I know up front that 1% is going to return them and the rest aren't. So if I sample 100 people, or if I get 100 people to be VIPs doing the 30-day money-back guarantee, I know that one person's going to be sending it back. So I would rather them just get it, and then it's going to be at their house in 3 to 4 days, and then they're going to love it because we all know that they're going to fall in love with it, right? So that's what I do. But out of the people that I've sampled, so whenever I do a sample.
Can I say something real quick, Kim?
Yes.
Real quick? Okay. Just because you just said this, I have to say it because I'm a sample maniac, and there is this one girl that I kept forgetting to send samples to. And every time I'd get samples, I would run out and I would send them out, and then I would get them all out in the mail, and then she would call or send me a message. And she's like, "Hey, I was just checking if you ever sent that sample." And I was like, "Oh my gosh.
Whoops. Oh, it must have got lost in the mail."
Third time. No, I was straightforward. I was totally down. I was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry." And this last time I sent them, and I was literally, she messaged me. I got off the message. I went and I put them in envelopes. It was a Sunday. I took a picture of it and said, I literally just put them in an envelope, put your address out. I will put it in the mail Monday. She didn't get them she messaged me Friday. I was like, I never got the sample. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I was like, they're lost. Are you kidding me? She's like, I will buy them if they are. It's no big deal. I was like, no, if they don't show up Saturday, I will put more. I go by guarantee. Well, because I knew this had happened before, that they were late. Anyways, so she's my next. She tried them, freaking fell in love, and she's wanting to sign up as an MP. So
awesome. Whoop.
That was 3 months of waiting for a sample.
Man, she's patient.
She never went and bought. Yeah. And she waited for that sample. Yeah. And then look, so I mean, there is two perspectives of the thing.
Yeah, I mean, it can go either way. It totally can. And there's not a right or wrong way.
But if they want a sample, I send them a sample.
Yeah.
And and I would definitely.
Oh, and I do too. I just try to get them to buy first because I'm just
and I have people that just go and buy. They don't even ask for a sample.
Yeah.
But I also do see the perk of having the sample because there are people out there that are scared of, because before I signed up, I was that person that was like, ooh, that's a lot of money to not really be 100% sure if I'm going to like that. And I didn't know anything about it because this was right when it launched. And I didn't know how much it lasted. I didn't know anything. And so, but if I would have did my research and knew I could have got a sample, I would have been all over that. But I didn't know. And I didn't go to the website and because obviously the website wasn't the friendliest. But you know what I mean?
No.
So I couldn't really tell that you could buy them. I didn't know the girl to be like, hey, can I have a sample? You know what I mean? So
yeah.
If I would have known, things would be looking a lot different, let me just tell you.
Right? I know. I got a sample probably 2.5 years ago. And you know what? I remember throwing it in the trash. I threw it
Oh my
I
God.
remember throwing it in the trash because I'm like, I'm not, like, I just wasn't messing with it. Like, I was in love where I was. There was no way I was going to do anything else. I just didn't even want to mess with that. Like, I'm so kick myself now, but it's okay because it's still awesome. So what I
Well,
do
and I,
is,
oh, sorry.
so I don't want to get too off track here, but so, one thing you guys like, when don't just offer samples to anyone and everyone. Like, one thing I would recommend doing is make it a special event, like make it special. Create a sense of urgency and don't make it sound like you have unlimited samples because you don't. Like, you don't have unlimited samples. So you might want to post something about, I have 12 samples. The first people, can get them, whatever. You might also set up some expectations when you send samples. Like, I always tell my people, one thing I do is, like, I put them in this little bitty private message group by themselves, and I say, hey, I want a before picture. Let me know when you get them, as long as you're using them within a week of receiving your samples, and then give me an after picture. Now, do I always get a before and after picture? No, but I do sometimes. So yay. I mean, not everybody's going to do it, but I do want to set up some expectations so they know that I'm not just like out there giving everybody samples. Okay, so when you post, I just want to tell you some numbers. So, like, I'll post a picture of some samples on Facebook, and I'll offer them out there to people, or Instagram, or whatever. And then the people that say they want them, I write them down in my notebook, and so it looks like this. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like this. And I write their addresses. I even because I ask them questions. Like, this is a great time for me to message them, get their address, ask them about their hair type. So, like, on some of these, some people, like, on Tina, you can see Tina, I put renew. So, like, I'm giving Tina a renew sample. Here's another one. Her name's Kim. She got a revive sample. So, depending on their hair type, I mean, because I have like a gazillion, so I just wanted to mix it up a little bit. So, anyway, that's what I did. And so I mail them out, and I always keep track of who I've mailed them to. And then if they join as a VIP, I put a little star beside their name. Like, right here is a little star, and it says VIP. And then down here, I might have somebody else that has joined. I don't have one on this page, but okay. So let me tell you some statistics from the samples that I have done, because I have kept track of everybody that I've sampled. Not really on purpose, but now I have a purpose, so I went back and looked. Okay, so I've sampled 57 people, okay? And I figure about 17 of those people are local, meaning that I didn't have to pay for postage. I took it and I dropped it off in their mailbox, right? Now, another thing, too, if they are local, I will also try to get them to come over and let me just wash their hair.
That's
Like,
what
do
I
a little
was
wine and wash, yeah. But some people don't want to, whatever. So these are the people that I've either driven and dropped off in their mailbox or whatever. So I'm figuring I've spent about $240 on the samples and postage, okay? So $240. You with me?
I'm with you.
All right. So out of those 57 samples that I did, 13 people either joined as a VIP or joined as a market partner. You guys, that's 23%. That's not bad. 23% of the people that I have sampled so far have joined either as a market partner or joined as a VIP, okay? So out of those people, I got 11, out of those 13, 11 were VIPs and 2 were market partners. Now here's the kicker. I got 4 VIPs from the posts about samples that didn't sample, okay? So not only when you do that, you're actually sampling people, but there's actually people on there that then you can have a conversation with, and you can try to work out just getting them to join as VIP and getting their product faster and using the 30-day money-back guarantee. So let's just talk about how much money I earned up front for those people. So I spent $240. Okay, so for the 2 market partners, they joined with a product pack, so I earned $100 each for those people, so that's $200. For those 11 VIPs, I just did the $15, which is $165. Then I had the 4 VIPs in 1 month that didn't sample, which was a $60 bonus on top of the $60 for the VIPs, which I didn't even add that in. So, okay, so long story short, that's $485. That's not counting like my overrides, like the percentage I get for having sales for my team. That's just straight up what I got off the top when they joined as a VIP or a market partner. So just with that, you would think, okay, well, gosh, only 13 people out of 57. But out of those 13 people, I spent $240 and I made $485. That's not even counting the people that are market partners that got VIPs. Like I got 2 market partners and then they're getting VIPs, you know? So see what I'm saying? So is it worth your money to do samples? Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah. Whether you do it my way, whether you do it April's way, it doesn't matter. So just don't, I mean, you're going to have to spend a little money to make money, but just think about all of the exposure. So here's the other thing. If you're telling people that you only have 12 samples available, after you reach that 12, even if you don't reach the 12, you tell them you've reached the 12, okay?
I do it the next month.
Yes, and you say, you know, hey, let me put you on a waiting list because it's hot stuff, right? So you got to make it excited and make them think that they need this. So it's hot stuff. So you put them on a waiting list. Hey, maybe in a week or so, because you probably do have some more samples. So you say, oh my gosh, I got a few more samples in. Are you ready for me to send you a sample? Or if you're out of samples and they're on the waiting list, you can say, hey, you know what? You don't even have to wait for a sample. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Yada yada yada. Okay, so that kind of thing. So that's one way to do samples. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about next. How we can use samples besides trying to get new VIPs. Okay? So I have a couple of ways that I do. One is when I'll show you this too. And I know a few of you guys do this too. Okay, so I have this little, you have these little list notebook type things. So I have one. I have 2 things. One, I keep track of my personal volume, my group volume, my download volume. I write that down. Every time I check it, I mark it out, put the new one on there. My other sheet, and my light's so bright, you probably can't see it, but I have each month, and I write down the VIPs that I get that month and the market partners, okay? So when I have that, then I go through because I take their information. I want to sign them up as a VIP. I don't want to leave them to their own devices and go on the website. I just say, hey, here's the information I need. They give it to me. I write it down on my little form that we have in the files, and then I keep it. So I mail them. Let me grab it here. I mail them this little letter. I didn't make it, you guys. It's in the files. Okay. Yeah, I didn't make it. Like when I joined, I found somebody that had made this, and then we kind of tweaked it and made it our own for our own team. And I just printed it on purple paper. But it's called Welcome Letter 2, I think, in our files. It's probably like at the top. But it's a Word document, so you can change it and put your own information on there. But it gives them instructions on being a VIP. It tells them how to log in. It tells them what their username is, like how to know their password, about flash sales, about mix and match, about flex ship orders, like when to change them. I mean, it tells them all that stuff. So am I frozen still?
No.
Okay, somebody said I froze up. All right. So what I do is I will, I have a whole drawer full of like random cards. So I will fold this up in a little bitty square and I'll put it in a card and I'll write a little thank you. And then you guys probably have random samples of stuff that you might not really use when you're sampling. Like I have tons of leave-in conditioner samples. So I pop in a little leave-in conditioner sample in there and send it to them. So maybe on their next order, they might try that sample and they'll like it. Or that might be a good time to send them oil. So maybe their next flex shipment would be oil because they're probably not ready for shampoo. So just give them something else to try. That's one way that I use samples besides trying to get VIPs. April, do you have anything that you do?
Nope, I'm a slacker on that end.
Okay, well, I have some more. Okay. Okay, so.
But I did the whole, I have taken over their accounts. And I'm like,
Yeah, yes,
give me your stuff.
yes.
Have to
Good
go over
customer
it.
service is key. Another thing, like you can give somebody that's a VIP, and this is just really all about having good customer service, just about being a good representative for Mod 8 for them. Maybe if you know they're getting ready to go on vacation, send them a couple of shampoo and conditioner samples so they can take it in their luggage. So they don't have to check a bag if they're taking, so that way they can take it with them on vacay, right? Because if you take the big bottles, you're probably going to have to check a bag because it's more than 3 ounces if they don't have a travel size. So that could be something that you could offer to them. And they're going to remember you for that. Like they're going to remember you and they're going to give you referrals. They're going to remember how you treated them. They're going to remember the service that you gave them. And they're going to say, oh my gosh, you have to call my friend April. She gave me some samples to come on vacation. Or maybe they're vacationing with some friends and they're like, oh my gosh, you got to try the shampoo. You never know. And then I know like probably a lot of you get hit up for donations. I do all the time. Like, can you donate something for this? Can you donate something for this? Well, if I do a little basket or something, just throw some samples in there because full-size products are a little expensive maybe to put in a basket, but you can put a few samples in there. That would be a cute way to also get your name out. And then that's all I have on my notes for my part. So April, what else do you got for samples? And also, if you guys are on here and you have some questions for us, you can pop them up there and I can look through those while April's talking.
I don't really have anything. I was going to say something earlier and I don't remember, so I don't know. I don't remember. But I think samples are it. I think that's where the bee's knees of the business, man. I like that we have those at our fingertips. And I don't think they're expensive. I think it's a great deal for a 10-pack. Like, I
mean, and if you could do it, I mean, I would get the big package. Like, you're really saving money if you buy in bulk. So,
right.
I mean, it may seem like, gosh, I don't want to spend that money up front, but honestly, like, I mean, I spent that, I don't know, we had a special maybe in August. I can't remember. We had a special at one time where it was, I don't know, we had a special. I can't remember. But anyway, I bought it. And so, I don't know. Let me show you. Hang on one second. So, I'm going to keep talking. So I have all of these samples, and I'm sure that you all do too. So let me show you how I keep them organized because, for a while I just had them all thrown in this basket, and then you're digging through trying to find, this, that, and the other. So, we all have 20,000 of these boxes, right? So here's what I've done. I've put a Post-it note on the boxes. See? Can you see that? It says renew.
Yeah.
And that one says revive. I have one for each of my samples. So they're all lined up over here on this little shelf. So I have a Post-it note on the front so I know what they are. And yeah, so that's easy for me to find the samples. So like my daughter, because her boyfriend's mom or something was like, I need samples, and I didn't have any made up. I'm like, well, go make one. She's like, well, what do I need? And I rattled off what she needed so she could come in here and she looked in the little boxes. So that's just a great way to use your extra 20,000 boxes that you have and recycle, and it keeps you organized. So
Pam says she's doing a bazaar this weekend, and would we sell samples?
No, we're not allowed to sell samples. Nope. And I wouldn't give out samples either. So let me just tell you my boyfriend Ray Hignan's method on bazaars, just this little side note here, or a vendor event or whatever. So I'm not a huge advocate of vendor events unless it's super cheap and it's only women. But anyway, that's just anyway. So if you're doing it, I would do some kind of drawing where you could do a drawing like every hour. So like if you're doing an event like say from 10 to 2, then I would have I would have something set up at your table where you're giving away something free, something really cool, and it has to be cool. Like, I don't know, like it has to be worth their while. So they're going to enter their information for the drawing, right? So you can have a drawing every hour, and they have to be present to win. So, all right, so It's 11 o'clock and it's time for the drawing. So they're all going to come back and they're going to wait for you to do the drawing, and they're going to wait for about 5 to 10 minutes while you read the Dare to Succeed. Because
Hey,
that's where you're going to capture your
I've
audience. You're going to capture that audience and you're going to do the Dare to Succeed. Maybe.
been in this at
Yes.
Walmart.
Tell us more.
Walmart, they do the jewelry thing.
I've never been to that.
It's a hook, line, and sinker. And they did a knife one too, and we almost bought the knife.
Oh, see, you got to wait and you got to listen to the spiel to see if you win. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
See?
like those travel things, you know, like
Yeah.
for the condos.
Mhm.
But you
Oh,
know what
yeah.
you're getting with those.
I
But
know,
at
right?
Walmart and at these bazaars, you don't know what the like vendor events. You don't know that they're gonna do that. You know, they're just saying like, when come and get a free such and such, and then meet at the dairy section at in 15 minutes, and then once you get there, then they do this whole spiel. And then everybody would get a sample or whatever.
Well, the other thing too, like, and I used to do this with my other company, when you know how you have everybody fill out their information on a card, and this is totally away from samples. I'm so sorry, but that's okay. I'm kind of done with samples. So when you're getting all of their information and you pick your winner, you still have everybody else's information. So what I would do for follow-up, you could follow back up with those people that you're within driving distance from, and you could say, you didn't win my drawing, but you did win.
Mm-hmm.
They won a free wine and wash.
Yeah.
All they have to do is have 3 to 5 people come over. You'll bring a bottle of wine, and you got a wine and wash. They won that. How awesome that they won a free wine and wash at their house with 3 to 5 people, right? So that's what they want. So you just pick a date, and then you go do the wine and wash.
Yep.
Tricky. Mm-hmm.
I totally think once they try it, they can't say no. And the people that say they can't tell are crazy. So, if they wash their hair, if you wash their hair, and they're going to love it. So I feel like it is a slam dunk if they get samples in their hands, if you can get the product in their hands, if they're not willing to buy right off the bat.
So basically, just put some expectations on the people that you sample. Let them know that you're going to follow up with them in a week. Ask them ask them how soon.
That's what I was going to say. I've had people like, I did I got 10 samples, like first 10 people, and then I mail them out, and then I follow up. I'm like, well, I'm waiting, and they're like, oh, I keep forgetting. And I'm like, I'm going to punch you. Like, go wash your hair.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of one benefit of having those people that you sample in a little group.
I put that pamphlet in there that says, urgent, put this in your shower right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Damn it, do it.
Read the directions, people.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And they're like 2 weeks later, oh, I keep forgetting.
Or I'm waiting for the weekend. I'm like, no, don't you wash your hair more than just on the weekend, right?
No, I don't.
Mm-hmm. Well, you probably don't. I have to at least a couple times before the weekend.
Yep, once a week or here.
Oh, Pam, you two are awesome. Pam, you're awesome too. Thank you.
So.
Okay,
Yeah.
but that's all I got. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff we could talk about, like with follow-up and what to say and how to say it. But guys, I'm just going to plug it again. Rank makers. That's where you got to be. Rank makers. That's going to tell you what to say, who to say it to, what to say when they say this, what to say when they say no, what to say when they say yes. Go get on the rank makers waiting list, y'all. Yes, it costs a little bit of money, but I don't care. It is going to make you way more money than it costs you monthly to join that thing. So I'm saying get there.
I think that too, the big key is they trust you. You know what I mean? Like they're going to trust if they're your people, they're going to trust what you have to say, not what Kim says or what I say, or you know what I mean? Like it's, them, they know you personally. And if you love the product, they're going to be curious and want to be all over it too. So
sorry, I'm reading through the questions.
I guess it goes back to the whole customer service kind of intentional being awesome to your customers,
Yes. Okay, I'm just reading through these real quick just to make sure. Somebody's saying about sampling oil. Yeah, I mean, Oil's iffy for me because sometimes I think if you do send the oil, they're going to use too much and then they're going to go, it made my hair greasy. And then you're like, oh my gosh. But
I've never honestly ever sent an oil, but now.
well, I didn't used to because I didn't have any oil samples.
Like a thank you, I would totally maybe do that for like a thank you. Like that way we knew for the next order, let's get you the oil.
And it's totally fine. Like if you don't have the oil, like don't stress about it because the oil, yeah, just it's not a big deal. Like that, yeah.
Thing too, if you don't have all the shampoos, the Renew and the Revive conditioner or the leave-in are slam dunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fine. Especially for sampling.
You don't have to have every system to sample. Like you're going to be fine with just one shampoo and one conditioner and a mask. You know, you don't have to have everything. So don't feel like you got to go bankrupt and go buy everything right now and sample away. I wouldn't.
Well, you guys that are on live, if you're on live now, you need to comment because I totally just remembered I'm doing a giveaway. So make sure you comment down below so I have your name because I'm going to put them into a drawing. And I'm going to do a prize. And I'm going to have to do that when we get off so I can scroll through and see who's on. Okay, so those of you who are live, make sure you comment on here because I know there's 13. It says 13, so that's cool.
There was 14 at one point.
Ooh.
Somebody left.
Yeah, well, hopefully they commented, you know, because they might have wanted to go get and watch the State of the Union address, right?
I thought
because that's what's on instead of This Is Us. This Is Us is on after the Super Bowl.
Wait a minute, we gotta move this up a half hour.
I know. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, you're good. You're good. You're good. Okay. And DVR. Okay. So okay, guys, when we get off of here, I'm going to write down everybody's name that was on here live. Hopefully they all commented. And then I'm going to do a giveaway and I'm going to find something really cool and fun. So I will post it on the page. Right? I don't see any more questions. So I think we are done. Finite. But thanks, everybody. It's so fun to get on live. Thanks, April, for getting on with me. It's always so much more fun to do it with a buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Anytime.
All right.
I love sampling.
Yay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.